In this lesson we'll begin modeling the nose. First let's look at the commonly used modeling tools within Maya. On the far left you'll find the toolbar. The tools you'll be using the most will be Move, Rotate and Scale. Autodesk Maya allows you to use keyboard shortcuts which allows for faster workflow. W is the shortcut for Move, E is the shortcut for Rotate, and R, the shortcut for Scale. We will also be using the Extrude tool as well as the Split Polygon tool. Another tool to mention is the Merge Vertices tool. Append to Polygon is also another important tool we will be using. Now that we know what tools will be used, let's begin the process of modeling. Begin by selecting the polysphere, press F to frame the object. In the far right is the channel editor. Here you will be able to change the input of objects. Click Polysphere 1, and change the subdivision axis and subdivision height to 8. Press the E key on your keyboard to activate the Rotate tool, and rotate an X by 90. Pressing the spacebar, in addition to being a good way to switch views from panel to panel and camera to camera, is also the button used to activate the hotbox. Switch to side view, and use the Move tool to position the sphere accordingly to the reference image. Once in the correct spot, use the Scale tool to scale the sphere down uniformly. Pressing and holding D will bring up the manipulator to move the pivot point. By pressing and holding V, it'll change to a circle, which means you can now snap the pivot point to a vertex. Go ahead and snap to the rear center of the sphere. Scale in the Y-axis. Change to front view. And switch to X-ray mode. Now scale the sphere uniformly, to better match up with the reference image. A nice trick is to create your own transparency shader. Right-click and select Assign New Material, select the Lambert shader, and make sure you maintain proper naming conventions. Rename it to Transparent. In the Common Material Attributes, change the transparency settings. Turn on Wireframe on Shading, and scale the sphere to match the reference image. Select the front group of verts, and move them up. Do the same with the other verts. Now rotate and scale the verts to get a better flow and shape to the sphere. Make your way down. Continue to use the Move, Scale and Rotate tools, to shape the sphere until it matches the reference image. Now that the sphere is beginning to resemble the reference image, select the faces at the back and delete them, and adjust the verts accordingly. Let's change the shader back to the default shader. Right-click and select Assign Existing Material. Select the 4 front edges and delete them. We do this so the mesh is all quads. Now let's round out the form. Select the 2 verts and push them back. Proceed to do the same on the opposite side. Always make sure you get into the habit of keeping your scene clean. Go into Edit, Delete, Delete by Type History. Finally select the Normals menu, and scroll down to Soften Edge. This gives the mesh a smoother, less faceted look. Great work! I'll see you in the next video.